What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. And for the time being, any and everything NFL playoffs. With that being said, let's get right on into it, man. Of course, you are, seeing this and you're like, yo, we talk about the Niners. We got to talk about the playoffs in general, okay? We talk about the first playoff game of wild card motherfucking weekend, baby. And it is going to be the Texans and the Browns. Now, this one has some of the greatest storylines. What's going on, Joel? What's going on, Carcast, Manly Shavers? Let's go. So this is gonna be great, man. And y'all get the best of the best because what happened? There's two lefties, motherfucker. We back in the building, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, mom. Look, see, mom, your favorite person is on. Yeah, man. But we talking about the Texans and the Browns. Like this automatically has the best storylines. Even though Deshaun Watson is not playing, still, Deshaun Watson was traded to the Browns. CJ Stroud is now the Texas quarterback. Deshaun Watson gets injured. Joe Flacco has a miraculous resurgence in his career. Like this, the NFL figured out how to get these storylines right. There's a lot of games that we have to dig very fucking deep. But Lefty, I'm gonna let you have at it a little bit first, man, because I got like a whole list of shit. But man, this is gonna be a hell of a game, bro. How do you feel about that, man? That's some crazy shit, right?
Dude, I'm excited. I mean, they call it, that's why they call it Super Wild Card Weekend, because it's probably the best weekend of playoff football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited because I picked the Browns to possibly go to the Super Bowl, and I think they would beat the Ravens. But it's like now that they're playing the Texans, I'm like, man, I gotta root for the Texans. I like freaking CJ Stroud, and then I like D'Amico Ryans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see how this game's going to go because obviously the Browns have a really good defense and they can probably do a lot to confuse Stroud, make it hard on him. Swartz is great at that, so it's really just going to depend on I think the game being close is going to depend on how Joe Flacco plays. Is he throwing multiple touchdowns or is he throwing multiple interceptions? So.
Yeah, Joe Flacco was in here with a 10-4 record in the playoffs, folks.
Yeah,
and this is CJ Stroud's first go round. This is D'Amico Ryan's first go. This is the Texans ain't been back in a while, but it's definitely the first go round for a lot of these guys on the Texans. The Browns, they have a few different dudes here and there, that have played, but the Browns haven't been this great on defense in a very long time. I'm talking like years and years, and that I'll give you this. Browns fans are loyal as fuck. That dog pound plays no games. I give them credit. They are very, very good at sticking with their team through thick and thin, man. And hey, we gotta say the same about Niners fans. We went through purgatory. We went through motherfucking Tory. From 1994 all the way to 2014, we were stressing the fuck out. And then we made the Super Bowl. And then we lost. And everybody was like, God damn it. And then Jim Harbaugh left. And those years when he left were fucked. And then Kyle came. And his first year, we were still fucked. And then the second year, Kyle came. And we were still fucked. And then third year came. And here comes the Super Bowl. So, I mean, shout out to the Browns fans, man. I respect y'all so much. Hats off to y'all for sticking with that team through all of the shit. Because y'all ain't been this great since fucking honestly since Matt Castle, I think. Was it him that took them to 11-4 some years ago?
Who?
The Browns. Who took him to 11?
No, Baker Mayfield.
Was it Baker? It was Baker. Yeah. That was when he was doing all them goddamn State Farm commercials and shit. You know what I'm saying?
They beat the Steelers in a playoff game. Took it to the last drive of the game against the Chiefs.
You're right.
Almost beat the Chiefs that year. So
Yeah, man. So I'm just gonna go over just a couple of things real quick. I got this up right here, man. Trying to find my little shit. So pull it up. So this is a great game for both teams. The Texans return to the playoffs after 4 years since 2019, and the Browns are back for the first time since 2020. CJ Stroud has been a revelation for the Texans, and D'Amico Ryans, who I'm so proud of for turning that team into a playoff team in a short span of time. They let go of their franchise QB and Watson, who is now with the Browns and is out for the year. The storyline is great with that situation, even though Watson is out and Flacco has had a resurgence in his career. As of late, he was caught falling asleep on the sidelines, though. And I know you saw that shit. You see that shit, Lefty? This
It
motherfucker
was
was
pretty
on the
funny.
sideline.
Man, that'd be me if I was him. It was
Bro,
late,
I'm
dude.
like,
The
look,
thing is,
first
like,
of all, what people don't understand, it's cold as fuck in Ohio. It's cold.
it was late. It was like 10 o'clock,
Yeah, like he was like, man, I'm
10,
about to get
11
some chill.
o'clock, whatever. Might
Is
have been even
Flacco, I
midnight.
believe, Flacco's 38, I think. Yeah, he's about
Yeah.
38. Yeah. So I mean, look, I get it, man. I'm 42. You sit me down somewhere with a warm fucking seat, I might knock the fuck out myself. So I can't say shit. But he's been playing well. It doesn't have bad playoff numbers. Last time he was in the Super Bowl, he won, and then after that, he got paid. He does have a 10-5 record in the playoffs, so the experience is there, and he can lead this Browns team and show them how it's done. He has the weapons to do it all with Cooper, Hunt, and Njoku, and a little known running back named Jerome Ford, who has 10 TDs on the season, 5 rushing, 5 receiving, and over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. Have you heard of this little kid, Jerome Ford?
He's pretty good, man. He came
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
he
He's
is
good in the
actually
red zone. He's
okay. So
really good
he's
in the
yeah,
red
he's
zone.
a red zone guy. Okay,
So
that's pretty dope.
is Elijah Moore going to play after that really
Um,
nasty
for
concussion he
any of
got?
the injuries, people, I'm not going to be reporting on those right now because we'll wait until probably at least Thursday or Friday, and then I can do like a quick little injury show, something short, probably like 5-10 minutes, because
Mhm.
we won't know. That's basically what it
That's true.
is.
I was
You know
just
what I'm saying?
wondering if there had been any news about after he took that bad hit at all. Like I haven't
Yeah, I haven't seen
said
anything.
much. I haven't seen anything, so that's probably a good thing
Yeah.
in that case because
So,
he's been one of their better receivers, honestly, too. So
yeah,
this will
Elijah
be
Moore
huge
is
for
no
them having
joke,
him.
man. No joke at all. We remember Elijah Moore because he was with the Cardinals for a little bit, and when we played them, he would eat us. He would eat us up a little bit. The Browns boast one of, if not the best defense in the league, with all stars at DN in Myles Garrett. You got Owosu Kamara. You have Darius Smith. You got Ogbo, who are the go getters for this squad. And their DBs are monsters at the safety and cornerback position, posting 91 passes defensed and 18 interceptions as a team. Once again, we can't forget Elijah Moore either. Their speedy receiver who can turn on the Jets at will. The Browns are no joke and ready for any and everything the Texans can bring. What say you to that?
I think there's a decent chance that this Browns defense overpowers the Texans. Texans are a good team, but they're young. Um, I just they're playing the best defense in the AFC. So uh, I just think of all things, it's going to be really hard with that pass rush that the Browns are going to have, and they have such a good, such like the best corners, dude. Their defensive backfield's really good, and that's going to make it really hard on Stroud. And he's really only got Collins at this point because the injuries they have to their receiving core. I mean, they got Dalton Schultz and whatnot, but if they had Tank Dell and who's the other receiver they have that's hurt, that's been really good for them. Like two of their top receivers are out. I would feel a lot better about the Texans' chances in this game if they were fully healthy. Um, if they had their full receiving core, I would even feel like the Texans would have a good chance to win. But because they're missing some key guys, I think there's a chance that they really struggle to find the end zone in this game, and it might be close depending on how well the Browns offense plays because, the Texans have a good defense. D'Amico's going to have those guys ready. So I think it's either close because it's a defensive battle or the Browns kind of run away with it, in the second half, just because I don't know if the Texans have enough firepower to keep up with them.
Oh yeah, definitely so. So I did find an injury report. It looks like it's for the Texans and for the Browns so far. Shout out to Mary Kay Cabot. Um, she was the one who posted this at Mary Kay Cabot on X or Twitter, as I still like to call it. So basically, Joe Batonio, not injury related. They're just giving him rest. Looks like he had oblique in a knee. So the Cleveland Browns have a long list of people. And then you've got looks like Bojorquez. He has a left quad. Amari Cooper. He's just resting, but he does have a little bit of a heel issue. Grant Delpit, groin. Joe Flacco, calf. Ford, calf. Myles Garrett, not injury related. He's probably just resting. But he's got a shoulder and a hamstring. But that don't mean nothing. I mean, he gonna play. I doubt that he's gonna miss this game. I don't know if this is Marquise Goodwin, but it does say M. Goodwin. We got with the knee, Harmon with an ankle, Harris with the shin, D Hop has a left hamstring. Kareem Hunt has a groin issue. Looks like one of the linebackers.
They're all banged up.
Yeah, Key's got a calf issue. Greg Newsom's got a knee issue. And Joku, he just was resting, but once again, a little bit of a knee issue. Okay, I'm gonna say this slow. Okoronkwo, he's got a pectoral strain and a groin issue. Pacic, he's got a shoulder and a stinger. Strong's got a back. Thornhill's got a calf concussion. For Tillman, Denzel Ward's got a shoulder injury, but he was full go.
So Moore's not even on there.
Well, yeah, it's right there on the bottom. That's him.
No, Moore.
Oh no, yeah, Moore isn't on there, so that's a good thing. That means Moore is most likely going to play. So Barocas, Flacco, Harmon, Harris, and Ward were all full goes as far as practice for yesterday and today.
Interesting.
Everybody else is just kind of
way beat up.
Yeah, they are beat up, bro. That injury list is long as fuck. I ain't know
it is, dude.
That's crazy.
Damn,
so
dude.
And when you look at it for the Texans, it's a lot shorter. We got Anderson, he's got an ankle. He didn't practice. Beck. So all of these people, none of these people practice. So everybody on the Texans list, the only issue is these dudes ain't practiced in 2 days, and they only got 2 more days to get ready for this game. So, Anderson, the tackle, he's there. He has an ankle injury. Beck, fullback, has a calf injury. Brown, the receivers, got back issues. Collins with the hip.
Noah Brown.
Yeah, Dieter with the elbow. Looks like Greenard, who is definitely a big person for them. I think he's their leading sack guy. He's got an ankle. He in practice for those 2 days. They're probably just trying to rest him so he can heal up and play. Hughes, the same thing, ankle. Sheldon Rankins, another defensive guy for them, shoulder. And then Robert Woods with a hip injury. So Woods, Rankins, and Collins did practice in limited capacity today. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think they're most likely going to be okay, though.
Not possibly having Woods, possibly having what was the other receiver?
Brown.
Noah Brown. That's so hard on them. Like, they're already missing Tank Dell. They need those guys to play.
Yeah. And they're going to need them, man, because at the end of the day, it's only going to frustrate them if they can't have those big dudes out there handling things. Greenard especially, because he's definitely that dude. But when it comes down to it, the Texans, on the other hand, have one of the brightest young QBs in the league, and C.J. Stroud, who has made something out of nothing with a bunch of no-name guys on offense. They come off a 2-game win streak, riding high and feeling great. Devin Singletary has been a great running back and didn't hit the 1K mark in rushing nor double digits in TDs, but still a force to be reckoned with. Listen to these names: Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Dalton Schultz. They are the leading receivers for the Texans, and the only name that rings a bell is Schultz, and that's only because he was with the we remember him from the Cowboys. Collins is the only receiver to crack the 1K mark, while Stroud has thrown for over 4,000 yards, 23 TDs, and 5 interceptions. The Texans don't boast world beaters on offense, but are not to be overlooked. So how do you feel about the Texans offense?
Yeah, I mean, they're good. I mean, especially when healthy, but I just feel like they're so banged up. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to string anything together.
Mhm.
They obviously their run game hasn't been that great either. Um, that's the one thing they probably got to take care of in the offseason, get a good running back. So they're probably going to, Stroud's probably going to drop back a lot, throw the ball. So I don't, who knows? Maybe he's able to dissect that defense and make this a game. I'm hoping that that's what we get to see, but I just think their offense is good, but it's so banged up that I'm not sure we're going to see their best.
Yeah, it's gonna be real hard, man. And once again, this defense is not this Browns defense is not a joke. We know they kicked our ass, and though we got down that field and we had that chance, they still whooped our ass and held us out, the whole game. And that was definitely a rough go, as far as that is concerned. So their defense, led by D'Amico Ryans himself, has played very well throughout the year. And like the offense, doesn't boast a lot of big names. The biggest names are Jimmy Ward, a former 49er, and Denzel Perryman. No disrespect to the Texans. It's a great story to do what they have done with mainly a no-name team. Their leading sack guy is Jonathan Greener, who I just stated was on the injury list, and he didn't practice, with 12 and a half sacks, followed by Will Anderson Jr. And Sheldon Rankins with 7 and 6 sacks, respectively, while their defensive backfield boasts a few formidable guys in Steven Nelson and Derek Stingley Jr. Nelson has 12 passes defense and 4 interceptions, while Stingley Jr. has 13 passes defensive, 5 interceptions. What do you say about those dudes, man? Those are some good numbers for the year.
Oh, the Texans defense they've overperformed all season, dude. Like,
Mhm.
they have a great coach though. We saw what D'Amico did with us in San Francisco. Goes there, gets his defense going. That's why they win games. Like their offense is putting up points, but the defense is playing good too. Um, I expect their defense to play well against the
What's up,
Browns.
Matt? It's been a minute.
I think the biggest thing is if they're able to get some pressure on Flacco,
Mm-hmm.
I think they can make it a game. Like you pressure Flacco, then you have a good chance to make him make some mistakes, and then they can stay in the game. Like if the Texans win this game, I think it's going to be because of their defense. They've won a lot of games because of their offense, but if they win this game, it's going to be because of their defense.
Yeah, and their defense is going to be the ones to hold them down, basically. Most of these people you see on the injury report, if they're big names, they're going to find a way to fucking play. I don't care if they got to take cortisone shots or whatever they do nowadays. They're going to find a way to play. You're not going to – Myles Garrett is not missing this game. Amari Cooper is not missing this game.
Nope.
Flacco is not missing this game. Kareem Hunt will play. Njoku will play. Like, all of these dudes, and a lot of the times when you don't see them practice for the first 2 days, it's because the team is basically saying, fuck, just rest, man. Rest, heal up. And the hard thing for them is this is a short week. Everybody played on Sunday. So you got literally 5 days to rest and recover.
They rested most of their starters.
Cleveland did.
Week 18. Yeah, dude. Most of their starters rested. So.
Yeah, Houston didn't because they needed
Yeah.
to make sure that their seeding was solidified and they needed that win. And they had to play their guys to be able to make it happen. What's going on, Bashar?
What up, Bashar?
49er minded in the house. It's not a thought process, but a way of life. And so this will be a great battle between one team who showed to be an AFC powerhouse in the Browns versus the up-and-comers in the Texans, arriving on the scene and not looking to go quietly into the night. I will say after all that info, I have to take the Browns in this game. They're the more talented team, and they're deeper than the Texans. They will put up a fight, but in the end, the Brown Thugs in Harmony will win. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what it is. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run, run. You don't know about Bone Thugs in Harmony, you sleeping and you better wake yourself the fuck up.
I do. I like that song they had with Akon. That one was really good.
Oh, bro, man, they had so many hits
They had
throughout
a
the
lot of
year.
good ones. They're good.
And I mean, you got to think about it. Cleveland has, the state of Ohio has a lot of stars. And I mean, you've
A
got
bunch of
Cat
Ohio
Williams who lit
fucks.
the fucking internet on fire when it comes down to it. You have, of course, Bone Thugs and Harmony coming out of there. We stay in Ohio. That's where Eddie DeBartolo is out there. And I think he's got a whole like compound or some shit out there and whatnot. And that's where that family, I think the York family is from there as well. That's why we always staying at the Greenbrier whenever we got East Coast games back to back. So we don't have to travel too fucking far. But this will be a fun game to watch and one of the most entertaining games of Wild Card Weekend. You have to take it to Browns. Once again, have a few famous people in Ohio. And once again, Cat Williams, who lit the internet on fire with his recent interview on Club Shay Shay, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and many more. And then you have the Texans. So the Texans are repping Houston. So you got Bun B, another lefty, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Shout out UGK. And I think the Texans are feeling a little Bun B-ish. They literally are walking up in there and saying, walk up in their hardest hood, ask a nigga about me. I bet he tell you Bun B a straight motherfucking G, a gangster from his toes to the top of his fitted, trillest nigga in the flesh, and can't fuck with it. Shout out Bun B. Shout out Trill Burgers. If you are in Houston, you got to go ahead and get you a Trill Burger, man. I've seen nothing but fantastic reviews from regular people and from stars. And then you got my favorite rapper out there currently right now, that Mexican OT. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Texans come out to Louis Vuitton umbrella when I walk through the rain in the kitchen whipping chicken counting bread like Kane. Big dog got a Mexican like Johnny Dane. Need deep buddy water stick carry my K. Right pocket got money, left pocket cocaine. Bulletproof white Cadillac riding in the tank. I'm telling you, they could come out, man. And that Mexican OT is still on fire. He's been dropping fire left and right. If you ain't seen Cowboy in New York, that shit is fire. Like, dude has just crazy bars. But either way, Flacco is the wily vet, CJ Stroud, the up and comer. This is going to be an amazing game to watch. I think that this is probably going to be the most entertaining game. This is the first game of the weekend. So honestly, I still think that the Browns pulled this off. I just think they have too much firepower on offense and defense. And I'm not saying the Texans aren't going to make it competitive, people. I am not stating that by any stretch of the imagination. I do believe that the Texans will definitely make it competitive. I don't believe that they're just going to come in there and just get punched in the mouth and that's going to be it. But I can tell you this. They're used to playing at home in that dome. It's about to be cold as fuck in Cleveland.
No, they're playing him. They're playing in Houston.
They're playing. Oh no, because Houston's the
Cleveland doesn't get Cleveland's fifth seed. They don't get to play at home at all.
Ain't that a bitch? Man, you got the better. Okay, well, hey, once again, you're in Houston, but
that stadium is loud, dude.
That stadium can be loud. And you know what? The beauty of it is the season for the Texans has brought them more fans. There are more people happy to be a Texans fan and proud to be a Texans fan because of what's going on. And then on top of it, you got to think about it, man. CJ Stroud has started. I can't say he's done it, but he's starting to erase the stigma of Ohio State quarterbacks being hot garbage. You know what I'm saying? He actually looks good, with his numbers over the season. 4K, 23 TDs, 5 interceptions. I mean, that ain't bad. That ain't nothing to scoff at. You know what I mean? So the Texans definitely do have, they at home. So they'll take that and do what they got to do. But I'll tell you this. The Browns will be happy to be inside. I know, old man Flacco, he shouldn't be falling asleep with all that noise that's going to be in the stadium. But give me an X factor for this game, man, for the Texans on offense.
Honestly, it's going to be Nico Collins. He's going to have to take over the game.
Okay.
He's going to have to just take the game over
No,
completely.
you let that go. And that's exactly what you said, Nico Collins. Your phone knew. It was with
I
you.
know. I thought I turned it off. But
Like perfect timing. It was like Nico Collins.
yeah, I definitely think he's got to be, he's obviously their number one receiver right now. He just has to go off.
That's great,
He took
man.
over the game. He took over the game against the Colts and they won. He's got to do it again.
Mm-hmm. And who on defense? Because I know I'm going with on defense.
Oh, what's that defensive lineman? What's his name?
Greenard.
No, the other guy.
Hold on, let me look at the people. I had him right here.
He's one of their best. He's like their defensive tackle.
We got Greenard, Anderson, and Sheldon Rankins.
Rankins.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I think it's
Rankins.
Rankins.
Wasn't Rankins like a super high pick? Wasn't he like a first round pick or something?
I don't know. Maybe it's not him. I can't remember the guy's name, so maybe I'm blanking. But one of their D linemen just has to show up, and they have to get a lot of pressure on Flacco.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to, man, because if you give Flacco enough time, one thing you got to remember is Flacco still has that big arm, and he can launch that bitch down the field with ease. And then he's tall as fuck as well. Tall with a lanky frame. That definitely makes it happen. When it comes down to it for them, for me, I'm gonna have to say I'm going with Jonathan Greenard. I expect him to come out, play for the Texans, and have a big game on defense. As far as on offense, it's got to be C.J. Stroud. Lead this team. You've been doing it all year long, man. They've been riding, high, and there's a new sheriff in town, so to speak, is some of the things they say, like in the South. So you've got to go ahead and make sure that you give everything you got when it comes down to this game. You can't leave nothing on the field, and you definitely can't think that you're going to take either team lightly. If you walk in there with your head held a little too high, you'll fuck around and get humbled. Believe you me, man. We had a 3-game losing streak where we got humbled. 17 points per game every single time, and it drove me insane, but it was what it was. So for the Browns, who's that X factor on offense?
Njoku.
Yeah.
He's been there. Yeah, I think he's been Flacco's favorite target. He's pretty much always open and tough to tackle. If he takes over the game, it's going to be hard to beat them.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%, man. I do. I got to go with Njoku as well on offense, man. That motherfucker's been a monster. You could say Amari Cooper, but Cooper gonna do what he gonna do regardless. But I'm telling you right now, Njoku has been on a tear lately.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce getting all pro and George Kittle not getting all pro. That's some bullshit. Kelce.
That was the players voted one, but it's like I don't understand that. Like did Taylor Swift tell them to vote for Kelce or what?
Probably so. So the Texans have Jonathan Greenard, Will Anderson Jr., Jerry Hughes. We got Kurt Hennish, Derek Barnett, and Dylan Horton.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I could go through those defensive linemen for you, man. But yeah, I think most likely it's going to be Greenard anyway. I doubt it's going to be anybody else, man. That definitely. This game is going to be more than fun to watch, and I think everybody's going to be really good about it. Who the fuck? Well, I be getting random ass phone calls. I be like, who the fuck are these people, bro? I don't even know who these are.
Same. I got one earlier today.
Right? Be looking at it like, I don't know who you are, bro. But at the end of the day, man, this Texans and Browns game is going to be a barn burner. This is going to be some smash mouth football. Definitely a punch in the mouth from both different angles. No one is playing around like at all. It's definitely going down. I do believe that everybody is going to give their all. And, the hard part for whoever comes out of this with a win they're gonna be beat the fuck up for the next team they gotta face. So this is gonna be rough and tough. I expect a lot of hard hitting football. Hopefully Singletary can help CJ Stroud out by being out there and doing some good things for him. And then on top of that, for the Browns, you can hope that Kareem Hunt shows up and shows out and does some good things for them as well. You can hope that too. But I mean, I just see that the Browns have so much more firepower. But I mean, hey, people underestimate the power of the home crowd and how it can truthfully weigh on
the best way to look at it. Look what Jonathan Taylor just did running the ball against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the Browns can run the ball, doesn't really bode well for the Texans because that means Flacco's going to be even better because he's going to be able to use the play action, and he's unreal
with the
play action. So, yeah, if they can't stop the run, it's going to be a real long night for the Texans.
And see, the hard part is like with these type of shows, I would love to do comparisons, but unfortunately, you can't do comparisons. Flacco has a Super Bowl. Flacco's got a 10-5 playoff record. The man's been in the league for a cool.
He's won a league MVP.
And he's won a league MVP. I can't compare that to CJ Stroud. The man just got it. He just got here. You definitely can't compare receivers because there is no comparison. Mm-hmm. I love what Nico Collins did. Nice getting over that 1,000-yard mark, but you just came out of nowhere. Definitely, Njoku is a way better tight end than Dalton Schultz ever could be. You know what I'm saying? The Texans, like I said, Singletary did well, but you still got Ford, you still got Hunt. It's a two-headed monster over there. The better offensive line would belong to the Browns, though the offensive line for Texans is, nothing to fall asleep on. And then on defense, I'm just not even going to try that. That's just a waste of time. I'm sorry, Cleveland's just stacked every which way you can think of.
They're just so good. They're so good on defense.
They're so good on defense, man. And like for them to have, they had 91 passes defensed people. That means 91 attempts were thrown their way. And these motherfuckers said, not today. That's insane.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And that came from everybody. That wasn't just DBs and safeties. That was everybody on the squad. So, it works out well when you look at it, man. But that's all I got for this, man. You got any final words?
Just I'm going to take the Browns. I still think the Browns are going to win the AFC. That's why I'm taking the Browns.
You got them over the Ravens.
Yeah. Divisional game, Flacco against his old team, and there is a chance.
Look, the narrative. There it is again. The narrative.
I love it, dude. I love it. But that
Flacco versus the Ravens.
You got to remember
Lamar coming in and taking my job and kicking me out the build. Yeah,
you got a divisional game, right? Mm-hmm. So this team they know how to play Lamar, and it's also the best defense in the league that also knows how to play Lamar because they play him twice a year. So, I mean, it's just hard not to pick them if they make it that far.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, man. I got the Browns winning this game too. I'm not going to give a score prediction because I don't really know what the score will be, but I can tell you right now, I definitely had the Browns by at least a touchdown, maybe two.
I'd say 27-13.
Okay, yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, just because they on paper they overpower the Texans in every way you can think of. Mm-hmm. Like they're just a better team, but then at the same time they've shown it. So we're gonna end it here. Once again, you lucked out. You got two fucking lefties. You got intelligence beyond fucking intelligence. So you right-handed people out there, you're smart. But you ain't this goddamn smart. Me and my guy Lefty are out this bitch. Thank everybody for tuning in and thank everybody that will watch. Peace.